Hey, what is up guys? So I want to talk about Sombra and open up the discussion with you guys. Is Sombra good? Because she just came out. A lot of people have very mixed feelings about new heroes when they come out in the game. I remember when Anna first came out, people were like, Anna sucks, she's terrible. And then later on, people realized Anna was amazing. And now, pretty much, when you're playing in competitive in like anywhere from Platinum to anywhere higher than that, you're gonna see Anna in most of the games just because her ult is so dang strong. And you know, Sombra definitely has a very, very strong ult. Now, first off, I want to ask you guys this question: what do you sacrifice in a 2-2-2 meta composition to add in a Sombra? And over here you guys are seeing some gameplay of me playing Sombra, and I am ranked Diamond, and a lot of people complain about me picking her or anyone picking Sombra. You can see over here they're set up behind like a Rhine shield, and I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and bust up the shield. So it definitely shows you guys that she can be technically viable, but it's a very niche pick, and I still feel that way about her. When anyone picks her, not just when I pick her, people will start complaining. They'll be like, wow, Sombra sucks, get off Sombra, she doesn't offer anything. Because what do you swap off? Do you swap off a DPS for her? Do you swap off a support because she can technically give you guys those extra health packs? Or do you swap off a tank? Probably not a tank though. But nonetheless, I feel like she just offers a very niche role. And I feel like what she does best is being able to hack a health pack and then continuously make people turn around, but she doesn't kill fast enough. And here's an excellent example. Over here, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to hack this Rhine over there so we can push in, but then I get put to sleep by the Anna, and then I'm instantly killed. Now, one problem that she has is you can either say that her range isn't long enough on her hacking, or you could say that she doesn't kill fast enough. And I think a lot of people will agree that she doesn't do enough damage, and she's in the category of damage, and a lot of people will definitely agree she doesn't do enough damage in the game to swap off like a DPS to have her. And we did this over here, and I decided to pick her because not only did I want to try her in ranked, but we didn't need to push the payload that far, and I was like, okay, I'll just try out Sombra, because, you know, as a streamer, people are like, try out Sombra, so I'm like, alright, I'll go ahead and do so. Now, the problem with Sombra is she just doesn't do enough damage. When you go behind someone and hack them, you can't really get the kill in a fast enough amount of time. Yes, she has 60 shots in her magazine, but that's still kind of a problem because you can't confirm the kills fast enough. So I think one thing that they could potentially do is lower either her health to do more damage, or make it so she has less shots in her magazine, but she does more damage. Therefore, people are able to actually go in, get a kill, and then teleport out. Because I feel like that's what kind of Tracer does already, and Tracer does more damage. And on top of that, Tracer is immediately effective, where Sombra, you gotta hack a health pack, you gotta set up your translocator. There's so many problems, and that Anna also being good is definitely a problem. But you guys can definitely see that she doesn't do enough damage, so if you're going behind them and attacking in their backline, they can be like, hey, yo, there's a Sombra on us, let's go ahead and turn around. And, you know, if one person turns around, whether it's their tank or anyone, you're kind of screwed because you can't really fight them, especially when multiple people know where you're at. Whereas Tracer, it doesn't matter how many people are on you. You can zip around, teleport super fast, but with Sombra, you gotta hack the health pack, you gotta set up. You leave your team vulnerable or in a 5v6 scenario, because you're busy, you know, hacking health packs, setting up your translocator. You really have to plan everything, and I just think Tracer can go in and she can just do the job much better for the most part. Maybe she's a niche pick, maybe people don't know how to play her. I was watching a really, really good player, IDDQD player, and I'm like, wow, this looks amazing, but would you rather have IDDQD play a Sombra, or would you rather have him play McCree? Hands down, people are going to be like, yeah, of course, you make him play McCree because he's going to be able to carry much harder. Not saying it's impossible to carry a Sombra, but she just fits this niche role that I think that a lot of people just don't like, and that's due to her just not doing enough damage. And I could definitely see her getting a buff relatively soon. For me personally, I would definitely either just lower her health to increase damage, or just lower her magazine size to increase her damage, because again, she just doesn't do enough damage. Her ult is fantastic though. When you ult with her ult, and like there's a Zarya, there's a Zenyatta, you put everyone so low that you can just melt them. I love playing against Zenyatta, and it's because, you know, you wreck their shields and then you just completely destroy them. Zenyatta can't, you know, discord or do anything. Being able to hack everyone is super strong, But at the same time, if you only value a character for their ult, then I guess Reaper's confirmed like one of the best. But Reaper's still very strong in the game. But yeah, I just don't know who you would swap off to put her in like the meta. And that's really where I feel like maybe it just needs more time. More people need to play around with her. Maybe someone needs to develop a meta composition that works around Sombra, because if you ult as Sombra, your team usually can clean up relatively fast. I mean, if Sombra ults and then a Zarya ults, you're pretty much good to go. Here's an excellent example. Okay, you guys could say my aim is absolutely terrible and you'd be right over here. But I couldn't finish off this Ana over here. I could get closer. You guys could definitely say, oh, well, you're not close enough. But the thing is, if I got closer, I'd be, you know, instantly probably put to sleep. So I was like, I'll sit a little bit further back. But I couldn't confirm the kill fast enough. Yeah, you guys could argue my aim was bad, but the Roadhog turned around already. Had I gotten hooked, obviously you're pretty much dead at that point, whether you're playing Tracer or Sombra. But I just feel like she doesn't do enough damage, and that is basically what it boils down to as far as her being in the offensive category and not being able to do enough damage. But you guys can tell me what you think. Like, what would you replace her in a 2-2-2 meta? Would you swap off like a DPS to fit her in a role? Because I feel like she doesn't really do that. Obviously, she's not a tank. She can, again, fit that role of like a support in a sense, because she's hacking health packs, therefore you guys can heal. But then you have to go back to grab the health pack, and it's just... it requires, again, just too much setup, so perhaps hacking health packs could be instant. I don't know. Obviously, hacking players, it needs to have a channel, otherwise it'd be a little bit too strong. But I feel like she requires a lot more communication with your team, so maybe she'll be better in a team composition that is a 6-stack. You can see I end up swapping off. People are like, oh, you want to swap off Sombra? I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's probably not a bad idea. Because, you know, I just felt like I wasn't getting things done as her. Like, they were just sitting behind the Reinhardt. Anytime I would try to go behind, you know, Ana was always there, ready to go. And obviously, they can call out and say, hey, there is a Sombra behind us, because she can't confirm the kill fast enough. And when you're playing in a competitive, and if you're playing pretty much, I'd say like in Diamond or higher, majority of people actually get on the mic and they'll actually communicate a little bit more. But nonetheless, I just don't know where she fits in. I do really like her. I think she's a very cool hero, but I feel like it's going to be very difficult to balance her, because if you have a character that has stealth, plus she can get kills really fast, people are going to complain about that, because that's really strong. Having stealth in any FPS game is very strong, especially when she's not even like a blur. Like, you literally can't see her at all. So that's very strong in the game. But then, like, if she doesn't do enough damage, people just won't even play her. And I feel like sometimes what happens in a lot of different games is when people don't play a new hero, and like, they want people to play, of course, the new hero in their game, because, you know, if they make a hero and no one's playing her, then feels like, you know, as a developer, you'd be a little bit upset about that. So then you'd buff it, and then it'd become, you know, overpowered. So I want to say that people either A, don't know how to play her. Like, I even would be in this category. Maybe I just suck with her. Maybe everyone sucks with her as of right now. Again, remember when Ana first came out, people were like, get off Ana, she's not good enough. But now it's like, you know, everyone's playing Ana. But I feel like, you know, Nano Boost was really, really, really strong. So it was kind of something that, you know, people eventually just was like, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter about Ana boosting up a Reinhardt, because that was really popular. And then everyone's like, yo, Ana boosts Reaper. Reaper absolutely destroys everything. He can build ult like from like basically 50% to 100 majority of the time, as long as, you know, he, you know, landed his shots. If you gave him the Ana boost, so like you could ult as Reaper, and then you can get nano boosted, and then pretty much rebuild your ult. But that's pretty much it for the gameplay. You saw I swapped off to Junkrat again because we weren't doing so hot with Sombra, and I just felt like I didn't want to let the team down, because I felt like, you know what, I did play Sombra in ranked technically to kind of showcase it off, and this was like an okay gameplay. I don't get to play Sombra too often because I want to win, and also I don't really like hearing people complain about her, and I honestly do feel that she lacks a lot of different things to make her very good right now in the meta. But who knows, maybe again I'm just playing it wrong. But overall, maybe she will get a buff later on. She will become very strong. Hopefully, it won't be too overpowered, because again, the problem is that she has this cloaking ability, and therefore, if she has too much damage, she can become a problem. But I mean, look at Tracer. Tracer, like, if you put Tracer in the hands of a really good player, yeah, I mean, she's gonna be very strong, and people will complain about it. Same thing with, you know, characters like Genji and Widow. Like, when you put, you know, a really strong hero in a player's hands that's really good at the game, that's just going to happen. But you guys can let me know what you think about Sombra. Do you guys think that she's overpowered? Do you think she needs a nerf? What I really wish they added in the character selection screen is a section where they were like a specialist. I would put like Symmetra, I would put Sombra, I would also put like Mei in the specialist category. So it's like a niche pick that is very conditional for certain playstyles or certain compositions, because I just feel like she doesn't do enough damage to be considered in the damage category. Because that, again, is why a lot of people are like, oh, we already have one person on DPS. If we pick Sombra on DPS, then we don't have enough DPS, so no Sombra. Like, that's usually what happens on the mics. But you guys let me know how you feel about that down below. And if you guys would say, nerf her, buff her, let me know how you would do it. Personally, for me, I would probably want her health lowered, similar to how Genji's health was lowered before and Genji did more damage. I would like her to kind of have that role where she can go in, get a kill, and come out, but it's very, very risk-reward in a sense where you can't make any mistakes. You just have to confirm this guy. You can see I picked Sombra again, but everyone's like, get off Sombra, which is natural and competitive in the section of like Diamond. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I am signing out.